anything that conveys emotion or energy or just peak action, you know, can be compelling enough to make a nice basketball photograph. The primary difference in the work that I do is the fact that I shoot on strobe lights. And the strobe lights it's sort of a technical system that we use, but essentially it's a flash photography system. What we have is 4 very high energy flash units that are wired into the ceiling of the arena. There's one in each corner of the arena hanging from the rafters overhead. And these are all wired together with cord, and one of the wires does drop down to the floor, and that's what I plug into. When I fire my camera, all 4 flash units fire simultaneously. They all go off at the same time. So there's one very brief pulse of light that lights up, you know, virtually the entire floor. There are some limitations to shooting on a strobe system. You know, very similar to the you know, casual user that takes pictures. You have to wait for the flash to warm up, essentially. The battery has to recharge it. A lot of the newspaper shooters have motor drives. They can shoot maybe 5 pictures a second just by holding their finger down. Say Timmy is throwing an alley-oop pass to Sprewell. If you shoot Timmy throwing the alley, you're going to miss the oop. You're not going to get both. Typically, I'll shoot with 5 cameras in a game. It simply clamps onto the railing here. So the last thing left to do is focus and position the camera. Actually, that's not the last thing. Putting film in it is always pretty important. All 5 cameras are plugged into the strobe system, but only one camera can operate those strobes at any given time. So you have to choose between all the cameras that you're using. Yeah, this camera angle here is a really straight-on view. It's really good for dunks, for layups, things like that. And I'll have 3 cameras on the floor in front of me that I'll shoot with. You know, one at a time, I'll pick them up, depending really on where the action is on the court. We have some scorers and we have some really, you know, talented athletes. And that in itself just makes for good pictures. In still photography, you have to basically be there before the moment happens. If you're not pushing the button really before it happens, you're not going to get it. If you wait until you see the moment in the lens, you're not going to get the moment. You've lost it. If you get a half a dozen really good shots, that's a real good night.